Hello, ladies.
Sorry, what was that?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Slapdash podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Cooper. Can I say your last name?
Go right ahead.
Williams. Cooper Williams. Also, his name is Guy, but we call him Cooper because I always did. So,
Yeah, I'm in the witness protection program. I have a couple names.
so, yeah. I don't even know.
I mean, we should also say that me and Jake are here still.
Yeah. Caden is
I mean, because
here.
it changes up every podcast.
Oh shit! I would have had a nervous breakdown if that wasn't confirmed.
So
People would have freaked out, been like, "Wait, I thought there was only 2 people."
Damn.
All right. So where are we starting?
Well, that's your job, buddy. I'm just the talent.
I'm really bad at starting this stuff. So okay, let's actually, yeah, I do have a topic. Okay, so this is something we wanted to ask you because we know you'd go into rant mode.
Oh, okay.
When we ask this question. So
Yeah.
what do you think of our school?
That's a good metaphor. That burp.
It's Tyrone.
I mean, what like, all right? Are we talking about like in regard to teachers, the student body,
school in general?
a little bit of everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks ass. Like Tyrone area school is the worst school ever. I don't care what anyone says. All right, listen, the one program in that school I have absolute respect for is like the vocational wing. That's not one program. But the vocational wing is the only place in that school I like. Like FFA, the wood shop, and Mr. Vankus, and maybe Hosa.
Eddie.
And, Miss Can too. Like that hall is the only one that is exempt from any criticism. So if I hear anyone talking shit, we're gonna have some fists to throw.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
One little gripe I've had, so now there's this thing called the Golden Revolution that was like new to last year and this year. Okay, but the thing is, you know how like Renaissance did like Teacher of the Month, and now they've been doing it for like 3 years now, and now they're just running out of teachers and staff members until they're getting to people that no one even knows, like all these like janitors and like staff members and shit. And now Golden Revolution's doing a thing on Channel T with the announcements saying like appreciating teachers even more. Like, but it's
Every
like
week,
a pass. Every
too.
fucking week.
Every week.
Like
Every second.
it's like is
dedicated to a teacher.
Yeah, it's like do these teachers really feel that special because
where are all those trophies coming from?
Like
the Eagle things. Like where are they coming from?
on the sports table? You mean,
our taxpayer dollars.
Like all the trophies that like the teachers get for like being like
Oh,
good job.
yeah.
Yeah, where are they all coming from?
They're probably just plastic.
No wonder taxes are so fucking high this year. Jesus Christ, we have to pay all these damn trophies.
I'm just saying, like, do these teachers really feel like they're like accepted and appreciated because they get like quote unquote?
I think they feel like they fucked up in life, so they're just trying to make.
I feel like they're just.
better.
I feel like the school's just trying to, and these clubs are just trying to make everyone feel welcome.
Like, you feel like at the core, yes. There's nothing inherently wrong with these programs, but they end up doing a dog-ass job of doing what they claim they want to do.
I just don't think like if
hey,
they get...
wait, hold on. I'm
Yeah,
the talent
sorry,
here.
Cooper. I'm sorry.
I'm just pissing with you, bro.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, now all these different programs are quote unquote like praising these teachers, but it's like, is it real? I feel like it's running out of its value now.
Yeah, it's like saying something enough, like it just loses its punch. Like a song, you listen to a song so much, it just doesn't hold that same feeling. I'm just trying to find a metaphor here. I'm not even trying to make it.
Like, in a few years, they're gonna have
to.
They're gonna run out of people to. They're gonna run out of people to praise and like.
Well, there's still a lot of people in the lunch staff. And there's a few janitors I think are just locked in the janitor's closet.
That's what matters.
Gotten to yet.
We love our school crossing guard. It's like everyone's like, you know how it has like the 10 like traits that the students like about them. It's like directs our traffic, like does stuff for us.
What we like about our traffic guard is that he directs traffic. He does what his job is. And like he's supposed to be doing something else.
Jake, don't you hate like one of the guys? Like you flipped him off or something?
Yeah, the one guy like you'll be
old guy.
Oh yeah, you gotta stop, and he's throwing his hand out like 150,000 miles per hour. He's like, slow down. And one time he goes, stop. You can hear him yell. I'm like, buddy, calm down.
He's gonna have a heart attack.
Then you have all the traffic backed up, and he's not letting anybody go.
Yeah, I sit
He's
there in the
not
parking
paying
lot for
attention.
like 15 minutes. Like, come on.
I like Barry. Barry's the only traffic guard I like.
Where does he stand?
Barry her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on.
I didn't know that was
Everybody
his
loves
first
Barry.
name.
Get your head in the
I didn't know
game.
his first name.
Yeah, I like him too.
What a man.
So what? Wait, what were we talking about? Teacher awards? Oh,
We
yeah.
were talking about just how.
I was just
crappy
saying how
schools-
like my gripe with that is
And-
like it has no value at this point.
And it's either people you would expect completely, like, oh, Mr. Funicelli,
or someone you don't know.
perpetual good guy of time. Oh, we'll get into that old later. Like, it's people that it's like it's so generic. Like, it's people you can predict. It's either people you can predict or people they just pulled out of their ass because they didn't know anyone better.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, we
some-
love Miss. She's, you know,
A robot.
blah blah blah. Oh, we
Me
also
and
like
Jeremy.
like the janitor too because he
Yeah.
rides a Zamboni around
Me,
school.
me and Jeremy have some good memories of this.
Oh dang.
I just walked into her room the other day.
No.
Really? Yeah, and she saw me and she goes, oh, Jeremy, where'd all your hair go? I'm like, I cut it.
All right, listen, I didn't think she had bottom teeth for the first month I knew. I swear to God. I don't know what it was about her. I just didn't think she owned a set of bottom chompers.
She always smiles with her bottom lip over.
Hi, guy. And I'm like, don't talk to me. Show me your bottom teeth. Prove that they're there.
Show me your bottom teeth.
Oh, that's funny.
She would always, like, I had her class, I would just go, oh, I have a good one about her class. Not trying to sidetrack here, but
No,
I used to have
yes.
this shirt that had Budweiser embroidered in it. And she goes, you need to turn that shirt inside out. And I'm like, well, you want me to do it here or you want me to go to the back? She's like, nobody wants to see that guy. And I'm like, all right. Of course, Dalton Berry's like, I want to see it. She's like, shut up, Dalton.
She yelled at me at watching a video called Drunk Drawing once.
But,
It's like she has something against alcohol or some shit.
yeah, I turned my shirt inside out, and it's embroidered, so it just says it backwards. And I walk back into her room, she's like, Guy, I told you to turn it inside out. I said I did. She's like, well, you need to find a jacket or else you're in big trouble. And I was like, okay. So I had to go find a jacket. And then I get back. I had to borrow my one friend's jacket. And this sucked. And I get back to class, and they're like, all right, let's go over answers. And she's like, all right, what's the answer to this question? And so on and so forth. And she points to Dalton. She goes, all right, what's the answer to this question? He goes, B, as in Budweiser. She about flipped. I got a detention.
he gets his
I got detention. Dalton didn't. Like,
B as in Budweiser.
I have like, oh my goodness, I've been dying to tell that one publicly.
That's really good.
You know, like, B as in fucking bottom teeth you don't own. Jesus. No wonder Shelly likes her so much.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Someone's gonna hear this and be like, Miss and listen to this.
And I'll get in trouble for it.
Dang, that's a shame.
Jeremy.
Hi,
oh my
Jeremy.
Gosh, talking behind my back. Like, boop, boop, bop, beep, beep.
Hey, Zoe always made this joke that she was like a robot because she always. I don't know. She just had like no like expression, and she would always just walk normally.
Listen, if she's a robot, can we get fucking
Teeth for her.
Can we get Skynet to make her a bottom set of chompers? Like
So,
a
like,
Terminator.
One of my favorite
Damn.
things that like we would just say all these different jokes when she would like do the simplest actions. Like she took a drink of coffee, I think, and Jeremy just goes refueling or something like that.
Yeah, and then when she walks around the room,
Refueling begins.
Yeah, when she would walk, I would just go.
yeah, and she walk around the room with like scanning mode initiated, and then she just starts looking around the room.
There was also the
She
one
walks
time
on to people too.
she was like she like did that weird thing
Yeah,
with
all
her.
the time.
Wait,
yeah,
what
yeah.
did he say?
He said she walks onto people all the time. All the time
Oh,
she
yeah.
walk onto me. Too.
Okay, this one time also, she was like looking over the classroom like she was looking for someone or something like that. She's like looking for someone, and Jeremy just goes scanning.
Yeah, scanning.
That was the funniest.
She was so annoying.
What?
We love you, Miss.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike you anymore. If you're the one listening to this, I just had to tell that story. Like I'm not talking. I'm not dissing on you. There's a lot of people that deserve me dissing on them, and I don't think you're one of them, for the record. So if this is ever brought up as evidence in anything, just know we do like you. We pick on those that we like.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
sit the fuck down and listen. Shut up and listen now.
She gave me my first detention.
Detention. She was the first girl to ever look at me.
She was the first woman to give me attention.
It was the summer of '85. Probably asking how I got in that situation.
Do you want to know how I got that detention?
How you got in that situation?
Do you know that? Do you know that songs? Do you know that song from Undertale? Like the do. I played that for half a second. I literally half a second at like kind of a loud, like a decently loud volume, not like too loud. But I just went and then like paused it again, and she was like, "I'm giving you right up." And she goes to her computer, and I was like, "She's bluffing." Next thing I know, I'm in Mr. Rhodes' office. And
one time, I made fun of her class because it was very clownish. I had this one class that we literally did nothing in. It was just busy work. I think it was called like workplace readiness or something. And I respected it for what it was for, but we never did anything. Like, and so, like, I'd play circus music. I was like, this is an accurate representation of this class. He goes, just God. And I'm like, what? She'd be like, turn that off.
I almost had that class this year. I would have killed myself if I had to have her for another class in the same semester and then for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I want to recycle a line that my parents tell me, like, why they divorced. They're like, we get along so much better now that we don't have to live with each other. I think that's accurate for me and Miss as well.
Can I tell you something about what me talked about when I went in? No, seriously, this is funny. You'll like this.
I'm serious.
Okay, so I was in and I wasn't gonna bullshit with him. He's like, what? He's like, why'd you do it? And I was like, oh, you know.
No bullshit.
I'm sorry, no credit cards, no bullshit.
Damn, that's crazy.
I was just like, I was just trying to make my friends laugh, and he's like, what friends you got in there? I was like, oh, you know, Jeremy.
What friends you got?
I was like, Jeremy. He sits right next to me, and then he's like, oh yeah, I was watching Evil Joker 7 the other day, and he's like, I watched like this the news video, and he's like, I was like, oh yeah, like Team 10. He's like, I was like, where's the funny part? He was like straight up making fun of Jeremy right there.
You know, it would be funny if his wife came in and beat him with a golf club again.
Dang. We're throwing shots out here.
That'd be funny.
Wait, what?
He'd be laughing then.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
How was he making fun?
We were probably middle school at the time. His wife, like after they just divorced, she came in with one of his golf clubs, like 9-iron, and started beating him with it.
Oh shit! I had her in second grade, back when she was still Mrs. Rhodes.
Is that who that was?
Mrs. Devon? That's her name. Miss.
I love all.
Oh, I didn't know that's who that was. Well, that's funny.
Yeah, I never had her, but Caleb said she was an awful teacher.
This is some
Like
controversy. I like it right here.
This can't get out this school.
This is a lot of controversy going on here. I like it.
Let's do more.
What can they say though? This is outside of school.
Yeah, they can't say anything.
They can't say anything about it. Like,
they can express their opinion online out of school.
If we did it in school, then yes, they would have grounds. But right now, like, yeah, fuck.
We're untouchable. Mr. Come grab one of your golf clubs and beat me with it. I dare you.
She's like, hey, I heard what you said on the podcast.
You want a detention? No, you can't touch me.
I'm gonna get my lawyer involved. You can touch him. I'll touch you with legal documents.
Hey, shoe flakes.
Whoa, you talked.
Hey,
shoe flakes.
I love how he's like,
God.
guys, shoe flakes. Guys, F on a project, even though he did all the work on it and it didn't break any rules and he did everything
That's the cereal box.
Yeah,
guys,
awesome.
I should have brought that with me. I have that stuff.
I'm
still pissed. I worked a good 30 minutes on that cartoonization of Mr. Shoe.
Yeah, that's another.
The slogan was "Just can't get enough."
It was originally really controversial. It said Hettinger and Hawes cereal pros.
Oh my god!
I had to cross that part out.
Oh yeah, Mr. Tanner. He also he had to write up these kids in the game development class for drafting a game called Jew Shooter.
Oh my goodness!
That was Perry Glassfield.
Yeah, Perry, Brandon. And,
it sounds like Perry, a Perry production.
Jew Shooter. Because before you made the game, you had to write it out on paper and what the game was about, and there's literally was just Jew Shooter.
What else do you need? I don't have an opinion on that. It's a Perry thing, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. I miss Mr. Tanner though.
Can we just talk about how your house is encased in honor of Mr. Tanner and him toking? Can we just talk about how your house is encased in fucking fog from the Mist movie?
The Mist movie.
Did you ever watch the movie The Mist? It was adapted from a Stephen King novel.
Frank Darabont.
Frank Darabont?
Yeah, this kid knows his movies for something.
Wait, I'm stupid when it comes to that.
Frank Darabont Shawshank and Green Mile.
Oh, okay.
He like only does Stephen King for some reason.
Okay.
And those are his only 2 good movies.
For some reason in my mind, I was like, is that Is that the author?
No.
Shawshank is from
my
Stephen
hat
King.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
didn't know that.
a novella. It's like a long short story. It's like 90. You can read it in Mr. Everhart's. Actually, I actually read it for a final project.
Basically, though, it's like surrounded. Like I had to get here. I said this earlier, but I'm gonna recite
Yeah, it was foggy as fuck.
It's like I had a GPS how to get here, so I had to like bird box my way. Like it was literally like the part they put newspapers over the windows. I feel like we should watch the. You gotta watch this so you understand what I'm referencing.
It's not. I didn't like Bird Box.
Nobody liked Bird
Then
Box.
they ran over a dead body, and you're like, oh, it's a speedboat.
Bird Box is that new movie where like all these like 40-year-old white moms are obsessing over.
That's crazy.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's not even
like,
that.
I need to watch Bird Box.
My boss at Spruce Creek was saying like, she's like, I don't have Netflix, but I really want it because I want to watch Bird Box. It's like another kind of like Stranger
We're talking
Things
about
thing.
movies again.
Oh yeah,
We talk
no,
about
but
movies
like,
on every-
Speaking of movies,
no, but the thing is like,
like spill the tea.
there's always those movies where like these like women. I feel like it's this category of women. It's like 40-year-old women who hear about this stuff online and are like, oh my gosh, I want to watch this, but it's not even that good of a movie.
Like the Minions. Anything with
Yeah.
a minion in it.
Facebook
Minions.
minion.
I love the Minions,
Holy
guys. We
shit.
can't be insulting that kind of stuff.
I
It's not
can't
mine.
listen.
It's like stuff like
I like the ironic memes that are almost like a double irony. It's like the minion memes, but it's like I took a shit and it stunk.
yeah,
And it's just
those
like
are
the
Jake's
minion,
favorite.
The minion's like, yeah. It's like what?
Yeah, I like. Oh, there's one where it's like I don't even remember what it is, but like the punchline's like it says like my grandmother slaughtered in like the basement or something. Like it went from like really happy and then it went from like real dark, like or something with his grandparents or something.
What the hell? Okay, for some reason that reminded me. What's that one app where you like type it in and it like sings the song? There's a whole bunch
Diddy?
of things that go with it. Oh my god. There's one that's like cheesy on my peenie and put sauce
yeah,
on my
that
balls.
one's a classic.
Yeah,
like-
I like that one.
We sung that to our soccer coach.
My mom doesn't love me anymore. It's like, oh shit. Me and my 27-year-old sister watched that, and she chuckled quite a bit. It made me proud. I introduced an old head.
Jake's looking
It's a
up
new
minion
meme.
memes now.
Yeah.
Jake follows a page that literally only posts like those kind of minions.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you supporting that? Oh wait, no, it's the ironic ones.
Yeah, the ironic ones.
Continue supporting them.
No, it's the actual minion ones where they're like,
Yeah, they're really
the
good
real
though,
one.
you know.
Really good.
But then you got
videos.
pages on Facebook that are Christian mothers against minions.
They are.
They're like legit pages though.
They are ungodly.
Oh, let's talk about today, Jake. You didn't know this. Okay, so today we were.
You don't want to miss this, guys.
Yeah, this
Don't-
is important.
Don't miss this.
It refers the KKK, so
Oh shit.
it's a good one.
good stuff.
So
Don't miss this.
today I'm prank calling people in third period because you know what else is there to do. So yeah, they're giving me a bunch of random numbers. I have no clue, but I'm just calling them anyway. So in total, I called a hooker, I called the KKK, and I called the FBI. So so the hooker one didn't really matter. It was like, hey, I'm not here right now. And then I got a text that said, hey, babe, we can worry about this later. I'm like, and it was a machine. It wasn't real. But then, yeah, we called the KKK. And at first, there was a woman who goes, we're not here at the moment. Please call back later, and we'll transfer you right now. And she, like, transfers me over, and then it says, greetings, we're the Laurel White Knights of the KKK. If you're, what did it say? Yeah, like, later in the day, it said,
A white
we
knight.
called it again. It said, oh yeah, if you're white and proud, join the crowd. I was like, oh my god.
They're rappers. They have good bars.
That's a
Damn.
good one.
Yeah, you motherfuckers get to do prank calls in third period. I gotta read A Streetcar Named Desire. Oh, fuck.
Dude, I'm Stanley.
No, he does too.
That shit is, I'm Stanley. That
He's
shit
a
is
retard.
that shit is so fun to read.
I
'cause
like
was
Marlon Brando.
You're
but,
damn
like,
tootin'.
you're damn tootin'.
Yeah.
I want to look through your
Well,
stuff.
yeah, and
I was laughing half the
Our
time.
class today,
He's gonna fuck
Braden,
Blanche.
Adam, and Denver all fell asleep.
He's gonna fuck Blanche, and then Blanche is gonna fucking kill herself.
And then Kobe's calling it. He's like, "It's the meth man. It's the meth man."
Remember Marlon Brando? Like when she showed you, I like Marlon Brando, but he's like, he sounds like Elmer Fudd. He's like, hey, what you doing here, Blanche?
He does actually.
I love the one.
Oh, what you doing here, Blanche?
I love the one in that top 10 video where it's just like number 2. Stanley's first appearance, and it was like a 2-second video of him walking in, and then it just cuts to number 1.
Poor Mrs. Beagle like doesn't understand why we laugh. She's like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel bad. Like this is like something she's trying to share with us.
When we
I
the other
casually
day,
brush my hair.
the other day when we were first talking about the book, she's like, "All right, so what do you guys think this book's about?" And someone goes, "I heard it's about a gay man," and then she's like, "No," and then someone else goes, "It's about nudes," and she goes, "Nudes," and then Corey Lehman just goes, "Man, this is good book."
This is good book. I have 2-track mind. Nudes and food.
Nudes and gay men.
Dang. I mean, what else would you want to hear? Nudes and gay men.
Hey, both of them combined.
I need to take my hoodie off. It's crazy in here.
Yo, I'm speaking
It's
to the
brazy.
2 mics now.
Holy
I
shit.
don't think it
I'm gonna
matters.
echo it, bro. If your
Yeah,
mic's
it gets
upside
hot
down,
in here
oh
all
my
the.
goodness.
That's why it's called
Ignore my big
Slapdash.
belly.
It's because it's like makeshift.
Slap my fucking
Kind
ass.
of
I like it. Yeah. Let me put my hoodie on the ground. Don't
Jamie,
step on that.
I heard what you said about me on the what was it the ass slap podcast. No, it's
No. That's not what it's called.
Yeah, I hate whenever I talk to her, and then she'd look at me like I had 3 heads, and I'm like, is this? I think her like hard drive's screwed up or something.
we were never on the
Nothing's-
same page when we tried.
Yeah.
to
She's not right.
Her processors are all screwed up. It's like here, like.
Oh yeah, the other thing that you said that was really funny. The one day she just came up to me and Jeremy was just
Get
like,
some oil
she
up
was
in
like,
there.
she's like, "Can you smell this for me?" And we just smell her, and then she like walks away, and Jeremy just goes, "I need to smell like a human."
Dang, dude.
Must have human fragrance.
What? This poor woman, she didn't ask for any of this. Now we're just in here like trashing her. The Trash Dash
Wait until it's
Yeah, the trash dash.
podcast.
Terminator, whatever.
Terminator
Her
podcast.
eye turns red.
No, it turns blue.
It has like the ABCD.
Turns blue.
Kill.
It's like, damn. Did you ever see? All right, listen. TikTok memes. The one that's like the song that's like the trap version of the one song from Undertale. It goes. Like, did you ever see that
I
one?
don't know if I've ever seen
Papyrus. Is
I don't
that? Is
know
it?
what
I
it-
think
I
that's
don't-
what the thing is.
It's
I don't play
Jeremy
Undertale.
knows his
I don't know my Undertale.
I mean, I've never played it either.
I
I won't lie. I watched a playthrough of it.
I want to watch a playthrough because people say it's a good game,
It's not a bad game. It just got completely raped.
but
by,
it's like
by
it's like
fan
another like
base.
Five Nights at Freddy's situation.
It's-
with a
Nah,
fan
I don't
base.
think. Oh, I
Not
don't
that
know.
bad. Not that bad.
FNAF.
FNAF just got like overtaken by children. I feel
The
like.
original one was like.
It's a good game.
The original one was like. I don't know why everyone flipped over it. Like if you look at it, it's
Because
just
of the hidden
dog
posters.
ass.
It's because of the posters on the wall.
Yeah, if you can fucking read them, it looks like a goddamn 2D Minecraft game with the pixelation and everything.
Mhm.
Like, maybe that's what Mrs. sees when she walks around.
She can read it because of that. That's how she can read stuff. If
She
it's
can
pixelated.
read
Hello?
stuff from a mile away.
Hello. Hey, you're doing great.
Phone guy.
Phone guy. He got murked, bro. He got his asshole ripped out of his
Phone
mouth.
guy's the murderer. He's the one behind it all.
No, he's not. Is he?
That's what the theories were.
No, he
I was
he
really-
got
I-
ass raped.
I was really into FNAF lore.
That's
Not
crazy.
actually. I kind of lost it by like the third.
Now, who
Okay,
did
no.
you watch? I watched The Game Theorist.
Markiplier.
Hi.
Oh yeah, well, game theorists behind.
Hello,
theories.
everyone. My name is Markiplier.
Yeah. Did I tell you about these two girls? I don't know if I want to drop their names. Should I? I mean, we've dropped teachers'
I'll
names.
censor
Okay, I don't know if you know. Or
I got a story of that one. Right?
the-
Ugh.
Yeah, I was
She's
gonna
like a
say
freshman.
maybe you could censor the whole MK thing we were talking about too, couldn't you? Just
Oh,
to
yes.
save our asses later. Because okay, talking about
NMR
yeah, there you go.
Wait, what was that?
and MF.
I mean, if you're just gonna bleep everything out, might as well say it.
Mr. and Mr.
Beep 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 beep. Damn, you talk about beeps?
Okay. So those two girls,
That's
since
about it.
I'm in Channel T, we have all this audio stuff, and they recorded a podcast
So gross.
of FNAF lore.
What the fuck are you doing up there, by the way? Why don't you change the lunch menu?
They're trying to update it. Trust me, there's a lot. I'm not the one who does
I
that.
never paid
They're trying
attention.
to hack into the servers. Like, damn it.
There's always at least one error every year. Like the one year it said like Jess's BBW.
Damn.
That was last year. The year before that, it's instead of big low fat milk, it said low fat MILF.
She's the right amount of fat.
I actually remember the specific day it was. It was the day after Donald Trump got elected.
Holy smokes.
It was
Wow.
What a good day for us.
Yeah.
because I remember this one girl
Spirits were
saying,
high.
"We
milk
could all
was
use
low
a little
fat."
laugh after that election."
I don't want to be liberal. I don't even know anything about politics. I just know it's my pussy, my choice. That's all I know.
TCAM was so sad that day.
Good.
He said, I just don't get how this guy who loves like Russian women just gets elected.
You understand?
That's how he was talking though. He's like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, Beep was
Hey,
so
Todd.
sad that day.
Hey, you can shut him down in 1 second. Todd,
Beep.
aren't beep bop boo boo beep. Todd, aren't like liberals really big on public schooling? So why does your kid go to a private school? Todd,
Oh god.
if you love Tyrone and you're big
Let's
on
put
Eagle
up
Eye,
all
why don't you
these-
put your kids in Tyrone school, Todd?
No, let's not bleep anything in this episode,
Ugh.
and then put up posters in the school saying watch the recent episode of Slapdash podcast.
Mass produce a bunch of flyers out of Miss Cooper, which is the only one that like prints in color
Out
now.
of what?
Miss
Printer.
Miss Cooper.
Miss Cooper. She probably fucking has one installed in her.
Paper comes out of
She
it.
just scans it from the computer and just all right, opens her vagina.
Yeah. Miss Pitters.
Gotcha. Her pitters. That's why she was trying to get you to sniff her.
Do you remember in gym when we used to walk and pretend to hunt thoughts?
Oh my goodness.
That's another good time.
They were pissed. Alright, listen. All year, we made no secret that we were making fun of them. We'd openly make fun of them. Be like, there's a thought right there! And they'd be
When
like,
was this?
in the gym, and they'd just be
One
like,
year in gym, we had gym together. We'd walk the halls, just like me and him, and like maybe like I forget who else. Maybe
Devon.
Devon.
What the fuck was wrong
Dev
with
Dad.
him? I don't know how to explain him.
Dude,
Go ahead.
he was like a wrecking ball, like going down the hallway, like at all times, like with his arms. You remember that?
Oh, he was a valuable asset to our thought hunter.
You remember like we would like say like yeah,
He was like our bloodhound.
if we took like 1,000 of Devon, put him on a spaceship and send him to Mars, he'd blow up Mars like instantly.
Because like as soon as he gets irritated, he just goes insane. Like, all right, let me give an
I love
accurate
this.
sound of how Devon moves.
The waves.
I had to. Like that's an accurate sound of how Devon moves.
Oh, I'm gonna put like waveforms on this one.
Oh,
It's just gonna go.
I
Alright,
think
so
last
we
year
tried
was
to.
fun. With
Okay.
us three.
Oh yeah.
And then Micah. Micah is so funny.
back to the thought hunting. But we literally made fun of them mercilessly. And one day, the 2007 music incident, funnily enough, that I referenced in that, where like they just kept playing this random. Everything was like 2007, like Black Eyed Peas, just old shit, like old shit. And I'm like, and me and Jake just kept talking about it because we're like, why the fuck do they keep playing this? And they're like, and at one point the girls are like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? Shut up. And like they walked up behind me, punched. I don't know what they hit me with. To this day, they hit me in the back of the head with something. But it was loud. It didn't hurt. It sounded like they shot a shotgun behind my head.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to explain this. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I got so startled, and I'm like,
you weren't even hurt by it. It was just like
I told Jake, I'm like, that didn't hurt. I was just startled. What the fuck hit me? And I turn around and I just see fucking Lainey and fucking Lauren. They're like, hee 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 hee, and they run into the gym. And I'm like, you little fucks. You fucking rat and fucking big ass bitch. What are you doing? So, we also had a name for them, like the people in Hairspray that like sit around the jukebox.
Oh yeah.
They would literally commandeer the fucking music box in the
Oh,
gym,
I hate
and they'd
that.
all stand around it and like dance, and they'd be like, boom, 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 and they'd play the most retarded shit ever, like, and they'd play like, my neck, my back, like my pussy and my crack, and they'd be like, fucking Mr. Owens, fuck him. Why aren't we allowed playing music anymore?
Yeah.
You fucking retard.
Let's listen to it for 15 seconds and change it again, and then.
Oh
do
my,
the
that
same
was the
thing.
word. They did that more in middle school, but
Oh.
it sucked.
My goodness, we were in the cafeteria one day, And there's this version from Richard Cheese. It's like,
Oh yes, that's the good stuff.
and we're sitting in the cafeteria. I'm like, here's a song, and we were playing it and all joking around about it. They got genuinely pissed that we were playing it.
Oh my god.
Because I think they actually like that song, unironically. Like at first, maybe they were.
Oh,
joking.
you're talking about the original? Or?
Yes, I think they actually like it. And they're sitting over their table with their arms crossed, like, that's stupid. That ain't funny.
I love the Richard Cheese.
It's not even funny.
I love the Richard Cheese version because it sounds like a really genuinely good jazz song. It's just like my pussy.
Oh, that's the yeah. Okay.
Oh, you ladies pop your
Pussy like this. Lick my pussy, Bobby.
I love the part where he's in the second verse where he's like, I forget what he says before it, kind of, but he's just like, don't stop till I shake it. Yeah.
Damn.
He says like in like that really funny jazz singer
You
voice.
never got around to the podcast thing.
What? Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
That girl, she's like a freshman. I don't know if you know she's his little sister though. You know her, that bitch.
She literally looks like a mini.
Okay, but they came into the video production room, sat at like the two announcement tables with like the green screen and everything.
Oh god.
Puts on a telephone on her head, like she's like phone guy.
That's cool.
Has this bandana and wearing purple clothing like she's the purple guy. And they sit there for like 10 minutes
So is the
and talk
podcast-
about FNAF lore.
Is the podcast on camera?
Yeah, it's like on camera. I don't have the footage though anymore.
They pulled a whole.
Good.
I thought I was gonna edit it because
H3 podcast on us. Just
yeah,
show
they
on
did like
YouTube.
an H3 FNAF podcast where they just sat there.
Were there like multiple camera angles or just
No,
one?
just one.
They have
And we had to sit in there. Like we literally, I mean, we were just there in first period. We had nowhere else to go, so we were just sitting in there. Me, Cody, Nathan, and Mr. Feather just listening to it.
At least it's entertaining.
Even Mr. Feather was making fun of them like a couple days after. He's like, "Man, is that a zany podcast done yet?" Like it's
Mr. Feather probably smoked a doob after watching that.
Yeah, I feel like he's
Damn,
he was a
need
hippie.
it's like I know so much about FNAF lore
I
now.
need some cabbage.
He was a hippie back in like 1970, guaranteed.
How old is this man? He was born in the 70s.
I think he's like 40 something.
Yeah, he's younger than my dad. He was born in the freaking 80s, maybe. Nah, 70s.
You know
late
what?
70s. Never mind.
Oh, you know what's? They weren't just talking about FNAF lore. They were interpreting it.
Yeah,
They were saying,
she had a
like-
fucking phone on her head. I think she was interpreting it.
And you know, you wouldn't believe what she did for to start the video. She was like, "Hello, hello, hello."
Wow.
I have such a good story about her.
Can we get to the end of the first game where you get your fucking head bit off? End this quick.
So I walk out first period. This was only a few weeks ago, and I walk out and on my locker there's like this little blue thing. And I'm like, what the hell's this? So
He
I'm
showed
like,
me. I'm like, that's a
It was on like a string of yarn.
yeah, and it was like inside, like it was just like a little blue thing. It said Jeremy with like nice cursive lettering. And on the back side, it was an envelope made out of like blue postcard, and on the other side it had like a picture of a diamond and it said "Open here." And I'm like, all right, what's this? I mean, maybe I forgot a ring because I wear rings or whatever. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe someone like I lost a ring, but I don't remember.
This has to
losing
be
a
the
ring.
gayest way to ever receive a ring that you lost.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this is
Here,
stupid.
Jeremy.
So I open it and there's like this purple string with like a marble wrapped in wire. It's like a necklace. And like I'm like, okay, this is retarded. So I give like the empty thing to Caleb, and he's like, well, did you see the note inside? I'm like, what note? And then he pulls it out, and there's like a note on front and back. I'm like, holy hell, here we go. So I read it, and it's like,
Holy smokes.
it's like, Jeremy. Okay, this is gonna be terrible already. I could just tell. It's like, I hope you enjoy this necklace charm thing. I don't remember what it said. It's like, but I hope you wear it someday. Hopefully it brings you good luck. And a lot of people care about you and keep doing what you do. And I care about you. And I'm like,
And then signed your secret admirer.
yeah, signed your secret admirer. And I don't.
Oh,
and in
you have
parentheses-
to give the. All right, listen. You got to give points for passion.
Okay.
Effort.
Give respect where respect is due. God
All right. It
damn
was a well written letter. But right away I was like, this.
Oh, here's the question: do you have enough balls to do that? Make a fucking necklace and hang it on a locker like a gay guy? Sorry, I don't have any problem with gay people. It's just something that a gay
wouldn't
person
shake
would
their
do.
No. I don't want. No. I might put a letter there. No, I talked to the person in person or text them. I wouldn't do that.
I do feel like you developed a tiny attachment for that thing. Because, like... Okay, so later in gym, I, like, slammed my foot on the bench because I was just being stupid. And then Jeremy's like, oh, no, you didn't crush my thing, did you? And I was just like, no.
Well, yeah, because at this time I didn't know who it was. What I wanted to do is I wanted to carry it around with me, like in my hand, and look at people's like reactions if they see me holding it. That's what I wanted to do, but I destroyed it anyway.
And then I was making all these jokes, like if I did crush it, like all these souls just started coming out, like it's just like.
Well, I keep bringing up the gay thing. Because I know of a particular individual. I don't know if you guys are picking up. I'm not going to name drop him, but I know of a particular.
Is it like the obvious one in our grade?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's a particular individual that left a note on a locker too. So this isn't just out of This isn't just left. This isn't just out of context. Like I'm not just dropping gay out of homophobia. I'm actually referencing something.
Okay, just drop it. I'll just bleep it.
I'm not dropping it like his name. Actually, I should. Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's obvious. Yeah, I already knew that.
Yeah, he left a note on Denver Light's locker. It was years ago.
Oh, that was like middle school.
I was gonna say that was a long time ago. I'm just saying. I thought maybe you guys would pick up on it.
Somebody said he would always talk about Denver's butt.
Well,
it's like fuck off.
Well, goddamn, if the whole football team talks about his ass.
Bleep this out.
All right. So anyway, so I'm thinking, okay, this is definitely. First of all, the color purple, she wears it all the time. Like, that's all she wears. And she purple. So she always used to come up to me and be like, hi, Jeremy, how's your day? You know, how you doing? I'm like, okay, good. I'm trying to be nice and not be an asshole. And she'd always, like, draw stuff, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's a really good drawing. And she drew, like, wolves and furry shit. And just weird stuff.
She's actually a good artist, though. I'm giving more credit.
Yeah, okay. And she drew a picture of Markiplier. I'm like, that's a good picture of Markiplier.
That's a quality picture.
After that happened, she'd never talk to me again. So clearly, that's definitely had to be her. And Mr. Funicelli compared the handwriting. Yeah, it's her.
Okay, listen, I don't like him.
Oh, I like him.
I like him.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't like him, and I have my reasons.
I think he's all right.
I think he was a great teacher.
I think he's a bit of a creep. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, okay,
just explain. Just go.
What's the not?
She's a good Christian model.
She was like talking about like relationship problems, and he was giving her advice.
Is that what was creepy about it?
Yeah, and then that's the one time.
Holy fuck.
She goes, Mr. Funicelli, do you think your wife's, or do you think Miss is the most beautiful girl in the world? He goes, no. And she's like, what? And he's like, she's not the most beautiful girl in the world. There's other, like, way better looking girls than her.
You gotta say, like,
and she was like,
yeah, there's way more better looking girls than her, but she's the only one that don't touch my dick. Because high school girls don't think I'm cool enough to fuck anymore. That's definitely not a direct reference to things I've heard. This is speculation. This definitely isn't a direct reference to my older cousin and older sister and all their friends talking about when he first came, that there was a few incidents.
On who?
People that are long since graduated. I don't even remember their names, so I couldn't name drop them for even if I wanted to.
Okay, Jeremy, this will actually, even though like editing a podcast takes like listening to all of it, I think that's a way a fun one because you do have to bleep out all this basically.
Not all of this, just the names.
Yeah, just the names, obviously.
But there's a lot of name dropping already.
You're just gonna have to like, Control V, just paste all the bleeps.
Just the whole thing. Alright, let me give you a head start. Sorry, I was helping.
Can you
out.
believe that? Fucked.
Wait, it's like what is he bleeping at this point?
Yeah, just a bunch of beeps. Like whenever I listed like the 3 days,
He's not even.
I missed Rhodes and what's his name?
Oh, is that beep beep and beep?
Yeah,
It's like Mr. Krabs when he's on the phone.
We're sorry that
beep, boop, boop, bop.
any listeners have to listen to this with all these bleeps.
I should put instead of like a normal like sensor beep, put like that really high pitched ringing.
I put like the oof.
Ooh. Well, that was really good. Ooh.
I can do the bruh sound effect.
Damn it! I lost all my fucking diamonds.
Bruh.
Oh my god! That was really good. Do that again.
Shit. Keep laughing. Bruh.
That's really
Bruh.
Nuh-uh.
I hate that I could do that. Worthless
What do
talents.
I have? Hold on, wait. Look at my little phone. I like my little phone. I don't care what anyone says about it.
Oh, Hannah.
I don't want one of them big ass fucking flat screen phones. How the hell do you carry those in your damn pocket?
Yeah.
AirPods. Let's talk about AirPods.
Ew. I actually just threw up in my mouth. It's
I'm
unrelated.
gonna have a bowl of AirPods sitting in my front door, and when my friends come over, here, have some AirPods.
Can we just look through my goofs?
AirPod slime.
No, I'm just gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep my goofs on deck. I have a whole file called goofs, and it's just full to the brim. Do you see anything there?
That I remember
Here,
making
scroll
that.
through there. Do you find anything to talk about?
Yeah, that was Kobe. I remember
let
I
me
made
know.
that.
Let's talk about Kobe.
Oh my goodness.
How's that?
Lee.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Is that Leapers?
It's 12 o'clock at night in Northwood. Weeper FaceTimed me one time on the toilet years ago. You could see me. I was in Mr. Tanner's room. You could see me, like... And, oh my goodness. This is just crazy. This is brazy, bro. It's just nasty. Oh my goodness.
Free Carter.
Free the boys. I remember that whole situation, the whole locker room.
Oh god.
Locker game.
Cooper, I've heard you talk many times about that.
Yeah,
I love
let's
how
talk
there
about
was all
that.
this outcry, like, to support people who actually did it, but no one gave a shit about me, Jake, and Devon at all.
The most
Devon,
innocent
yeah,
people.
Devon Phillips.
He fell. He fell off the mats, and he didn't even look.
Devon Phillips peeped into the girls' locker.
I never looked, and I still maintain that.
I found it, but there was nobody in there at the time, and I actually thought it was the guy's like basketball room, and so I went out and I told people, like, I'm like, I found that, like a.
I still get confused of where you like.
Damn,
You'll have to like
hella
show me or
thirsty.
something.
But then they're like, no, that's a girl's locker room, because that kid, I forget, the two older kids in our class, they were seniors at that time. They actually found it, but then I think there was like, I guess the reason they found it is like some girl like looked up like and saw a light flash and saw somebody's face.
Could you
Fuck out of here.
Okay, just imagine this. You're a girl in the locker room. You look up towards the corner somewhere. You see a light just flash and just see someone's face just going.
You just hear, you just hear the shutter sound effect.
Oh, my mom's browser's open.
But the reason we got in trouble is because you had that video on Snapchat. You guys were just back there like
You tripped over a fucking pipe, and they're like, "What?" Mr. Rhodes is like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Jake tripped over a pipe," and he's like, "Oh, it's more than that.
It's more than that.
There's meaning behind this piece of film."
Of course he knows.
But me and Cooper watched janitors go in there and like stay in there for like 15 minutes at a time. Not even kidding. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck are they doing in there?
would
Then they
really-
thought we brought tools in and pried it open. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they thought I pried.
the
They're like,
fuck?
you
They
hadn't
thought-
pried that. I'm like, no,
and then they thought we moved the mats. And I'm like, how the fuck did we move these mats in a 5x5 area? Like, what? I don't even know how the fuck you guys got them in there.
we had a
Let alone
whole-
us.
We had a whole plan written out. Okay, move the mats here while somebody distracts the gym teacher. Get a screwdriver, sneak into school, and pry open the. You know, it's like
Our school authorities are like those women who accuse men of rape in these these
exactly.
elaborate. They just come up with these elaborate like stories of
Listen, for the record, this is just a whole different thing. I don't doubt rape is a bad thing. And sexual
yeah.
assault's an awful thing, but
Yeah.
like, it gets to a point where it's like, dude, you everything like you got in like. All right, I feel like half the time it's just they're pissed after the fact, but this is just a whole different story. I don't know. That got really
pat in the
serious.
lower back means rape now.
I'm scared to look at a girl nowadays. I really am. Like, I'm honestly.
So speaking of like people, like they're just comparing the teachers to like people accused of rape. Today I got in an argument with Bob, who's an assistant. Like
You hate that
person.
guy.
I hate him. Who
is he?
He's like the
Bob.
He's like the assistant of like Mr. Plumber or whatever. Like when we go to the house project.
I think it's the guy. You remember?
Bob.
Old ass.
Did you have econ yet?
I haven't now.
Oh,
Bob Days.
Yeah, Bob Day.
Oh.
People like
Like,
Bob.
I haven't seen
I don't
it.
know.
You'll have a Bob Day, and there's like a
Holy
you do
shit!
the- yeah, it was Bob Day, and Bob would come in and like do
with
the
with the cane and.
No,
Is it the same guy?
this is Plumber. You're talking about Plumber Bob. We're talking about Econ
Oh,
Bob.
okay.
Oh, okay. No,
Different Bob. Then.
No, I'm thinking of
Econ Bob is a lovable man.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about
So
different-
Plumber Bob.
Plumber Bob.
Squarepants.
So
Broken hip pants.
So yeah, he has a cane and he walks around. He's like,
I feel bad. He does have like deteriorating hips or some shit.
He just walks around yelling at people all the time. And so today,
You would too if you were in that situation.
at 1:10 today, which is when we were supposed to leave, we all got out and we got in the house project porch, and he didn't like it at all because we were supposed to still be working, even though we were probably gonna be late for class, which we weren't. But we started throwing snowballs at each other because we thought that was fun. And he took his phone out and started acting like he was recording me. Actually, he wanted to record me, but he didn't press the button for recording, so he didn't actually get anything on video.
That's illegal, Bob.
And we got always get in huge arguments every single day. And whenever he went to stop recording, he actually started recording.
Oh, so he recorded arguing?
Yeah.
Like-
So I actually have a video. Oh, my phone's almost dead. There's a video. Him and Tyler Hamp, they just argue all the time. They nonstop just argue about everything. And today, he's like, Tyler, you were the one who threw the snowball at Jeremy. No, I didn't. And he actually didn't. But I'm like, Bob, he didn't throw it. And he goes, oh, now you're trying to stick up your buddies. I'm like, Bob, he didn't throw it. Where's your proof? And he goes, Jeremy, you're my proof. I'm like, he didn't throw the snowball. And he goes, yeah, he did. I know he did. Tyler's always the one who does all the stupid stuff. I'm like, Bob. And then he starts yelling at me like, oh, yeah, you never do work in this class. I'm like, I'm going to shut I'm gonna hit him over the head with a 2x4. Oh, he really makes me. He actually got hit in the head with a piece of drywall the other day.
Oh yeah, I
He's a
remember this
crippled
one
man.
story
Poor guy.
from Votech. This kid was getting bullied real hard by this other kid. So the kid was getting bullied, picked up a 2x4, and when the kid that was bullying him turned around, he beat him almost close to death. And there was it was a serious thing up there, and they a kid went to the hospital and everything. It was nuts.
Votech is literally in Altoona Crypt territory.
It's bad up there. I hate it. All the kids that go up there are like
Retards?
yeah.
Good.
Like, well, we're not retards. Everybody says we are, but they're. I'm like,
Don't let them fool
Yeah.
you. We'll prove you wrong. Oh, goshers.
What else? I thought I had something.
Oh, well, it'll come to you. Don't worry. We're patient.
Never mind.
We have at least 2 hours.
I thought it was something about the locker room situation again for some reason.
You can open up the door and wave it around a little.
Do you
bit.
remember-
It's loud? Cold air in here.
yeah. Do you remember
Ooh.
uh?
I like that.
Remember Dev Dad? He was in there, and they were like, you looked in there with intention. He's like, well,
What would you say, dude? You're All right, listen. It's 10th grade year. You're Devon Phillips. What else do I gotta say? That's just you. He can't speak in a normal situation, let alone one where he's being called a fucking predator.
Yeah, that's it.
He sounds like fucking Stanley from a streetcar named Desire.
But they were like, Jake, did you intentionally look in there? I'm like, no. And they're like,
Bullshit.
and I'm like,
4 days.
I'm like, well, I did find it. And they're like, so you intentionally looked in there? I'm like, no, I accidentally found it. And they're like, well, we can't prove that. I'm like,
How do you prove I did it then,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fuckhead?
Exactly.
then I said okay, there's 4 cameras in the gym. You can look at there and see who went in for the longest periods of time. And they're like, we can't use this. We can't use that footage. We really don't know.
Why do they have cameras then?
Yeah.
We can only use that footage when it helps us.
Yeah.
Which is whenever we're looking at the high school girls' asses.
But then my dad said he remembers people talking about it when he was in school.
Yeah, but that's
It's been there that long.
in that row too. It was I hate to say it like this because it sounds really I guess misogynistic, but it wasn't even any of the hot girls that was in that row. And girls told me that. Girls are like, yeah, I believe you. It's literally all the ugly girls changed in that row. Girls,
You know how high school girls.
girls.
Everybody's
told
ugly
me
except
that.
me and my friends.
That's literally
Fucking half the time they say their friends are
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah. They say I'm so
Ugly.
ugly. God, I look so shitty today.
Yeah,
God.
but they're doing that,
God,
so
I
someone
want
goes
a
like,
compliment.
Oh, you're so hot.
Oh, gee Willikers, will you please suck my pee-pee?
Is that what you want?
No, I want a real relationship, boys.
Oh yeah, the other day we went to a mall and we were leaving out the like double doors. And
Shit, that was a quick story.
No,
Why is
okay.
everyone freaking out about it? It wasn't a
Okay.
big deal.
Well, it was just really funny. So, like, these two girls walk by, and, like, 2 seconds later, our friend Nathan just goes, "You're hot," and they, like, I think they heard him. They heard him say that, and then
Nobody
you guys
holds
start
the door
whistling?
for them to like, okay, and they open the door and they come walking past me. I hear like three of the people in front of me like, go, and I hear them go, dude, she's hot, and they go, oh my goodness.
Okay, but then afterwards, we were all just laughing about it, and Caleb just goes, "Nathan, why did you rape that girl?"
Oh my god!
Just because he said you're hot.
That's literally the way it is.
Yeah.
That's so
Wow, that was.
Oh my goodness.
That was good.
Then we found the shop with a Pablo Escobar shirt in the front, like just like yours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
bro.
like, this is your shop.
Wait, Zoomies.
Yeah, yeah.
You were in Zoomies? Like, I found this one shop.
Well, that's the
It
first
has
thing
wonders.
I Caden
Yeah, I,
pointed
like,
out.
noticed it, I was like, hey, that's what Sure Cooper has, and then we all just went over and, like, looked at it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably standing there hitting their Joel like, what the fuck are these kids doing? They were, alright, listen, I walked in there one time and they were all standing in a Joel circle. And they're like, ooh.
Wait, who?
The Zoo workers at Zoomies.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Alright, remember when vapes really blew up in school?
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't even the newfound, like, ones that are thin as paper. They're the fucking old clunky box ones. So like, these little bitches would walk in, their fucking pockets are fat. They're like, oh, that's your phone. What's that? And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. So I walked, one
I'm
time-
so secretive.
Last school year, I had a math class. It was in the 8th grade hall. And I was like, damn, I had to go to the bathroom. I walk in the bathroom, and I see this circle of kids. And like and I see a puff of smoke come up between them. And they turn around and look at me like a raccoon in the trash can. And I'm like, I literally remember saying, like, I just want to pee. And they're just like, yeah.
They're like circle.
Yeah.
They're like
That's how
circle
they all
jerking
do.
their
They
jewels.
were,
Like
and I
all
had
the
to
smoke
pee.
just goes.
I had to go pee. And like, I imagine having that behind you while you're trying to take a leak.
Malachi smoking in the bathroom, smoking cigarettes in the bathroom.
Oh my god.
Okay, you wouldn't believe it. My mom found. I didn't even know there was a first one, but my mom found a second Joel for my brother.
Oh
Other
my,
cup.
who's your brother?
He's a freshman.
Wait,
my
I
god.
found a Joel.
Who's
from a-
supplying
I didn't know
this?
that.
Who's
I didn't know that
Twice.
either. And she was like, "Yeah." She goes, "This is the second one I found." I'm like, "That's the second one." I
There was,
didn't
there
know
was
that's
a
the
first.
There's
Yeah.
about to be a fucking home run. She's gonna find a third
Did
one.
he get grounded? or
No,
anything,
that's
or-
a strike. I'm a reach.
I guess not. She took it from him and showed it.
strike.
I like to act all innocent when that happens. She literally came up to my door and she's like, "Look what I found in your brother's room." And I was like,
What's
"What
that,
is
Mom?
that?" Yeah, I just go, "What is that?" And she goes, "It's a jewel." And I was like, "Oh."
2 L's.
And then I heard my mom out
What
in
is
the
that, a
living room.
flash drive?
I heard my mom out in the living room go, "Your brother doesn't even know what they are, and you're smoking them."
Newton meters. Are we talking foot pounds here, joules?
My mom.
Really bad
I
What
was
is that, a
vaping
flash
equipment.
I found you vaping equipment.
I thought that was so funny.
I remember when these little dweebs first started vaping though. I'll never
Vaping's
forget it.
retarded.
What happened?
What
Listen,
benefit do you get?
It started. Listen, when vaping started, it was like those little cigarette things, and they looked like cigarettes. And then they
Yeah.
got really huge, like they looked like fucking TVs, like. And then like all of a sudden now they're back to the basics.
Like little flat flash drives.
Yes, they're like the basic ones again. It's just it's like mixed with.
When I first saw those things, it was on the news. It was like, if your kids are taking these to school, it might look like a flash drive, but it's actually a Joel.
That sounds like WTAJ to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, it's so stupid.
My older brother started vaping to stop chewing.
Goodness,
I can actually.
How many fucking people were in your family?
I know
I
my
thought it was
older
just
brother.
you.
But the only reason he did is because he wanted to stop chewing, and I honestly respect that.
Oh.
I think he still vapes, but I'm not sure.
My sister's boyfriend's the same way. And he jokes, he's like, I blow fat clouds.
Yeah,
the
the only thing.
That H3 video. Yo, I really want to rip a fat vape.
Yeah, the only one that I actually like. That it makes sense is like if you're trying to stop something like smoking or chewing or something.
I found a YouTube channel where this guy reviews cigarettes. He literally just
Wait,
reviews
Nick the
them.
Smoker? Or are
He's
we
like-
talking like
Yeah, I think that's who it
the
is.
guy who smokes
Who was that guy that had that really funny cough that you and Jake looked up on YouTube?
that one?
He had that like really funny cough. You
Oh,
guys are-
Jolie Oli.
Yeah,
Custom
yeah,
Grow
Jolie.
420. He's like,
We need to watch that.
Custom Grow 420 is the channel.
damn.
Custom
No, just look
Grow.
up like
Custom Grow
cough
420.
compilation. And then there's one where it's like it looked like McKay was in the room with them. He's like, "You good, bro?" He's like, "Ugh." They're just like fat beasts. They're like mystical fat beasts of men. Like, ooh, what's up, YouTube? There's a... Oh my goodness.
Kobe, when he first started talking about like weed all the
You
time.
found so many good videos last year in study. I loved that study hall last year.
I'm running a dry on videos, dude. It's just... I only watch TikTok memes now.
Yeah.
Not like...
Yeah.
I watch ironic ones.
Remember the hamster in the cigarette?
Oh, the PSA with the hamster.
and then the one
Holy
where they're on a
fuck.
float and it's all those like,
Wait, what inspired us to look that up? I just think I was looking up anything at that point.
Okay, I forget. I'll know the video when I see it, but it was like top 20 scary PSAs, and you were just watching them all, and we decided to start watching with you. And the two funniest ones were the hamster one, and then like the cigarettes, the smokers float.
Oh my god.
They're all on a float singing like a parade song, but they're like, and it like zooms in on their like
You remember-
the holes in their throats.
You remember the Canadian one where it was like advertising abuse or whatever, and he's like, she spilled my coffee. You fucking bitch. He fucking smacks her.
Did you ever see that edit where it's like the guy comes home for dinner and she's like, well, I just ordered some pizza because the dinner got cold. And he's like, pizza? I come home for dinner and get pizza, and then it's like
You complained
it doesn't
about.
show any of it. It
It's
just
the
shows
kid.
it just shows the kid sitting at the top of the steps, like hearing this all, and she's like, "You want to know what hurts? That's what hurts." And then it
Jesus
just says,
Christ.
"It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno."
Oh my god.
That was the edit. It's so funny.
What was the... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fun.
There's the one idiot. There's the one edit that's like it's like I don't remember. It's some kid doing Fortnite dances. He's like flossing, and it's like autism speaks. Learn the signs now.
What was the one?
So funny.
Those important videos. That's the one I derived a lot of my inspiration from. For
Some of those
dumbass
aren't
videos.
that funny though.
Get the fuck out of here!
I don't think that was that funny.
That
honestly.
one, the one with the kid was like huge. He's like, "Hi, this is Doctor whatever," and he goes, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Uber driver.
No, and the guy was like,
going,
"No."
"Get the fuck out of my car!"
"Oh,
I didn't
you
think
didn't
that
like
was-
that one."
No, I didn't think that was that funny.
Get in there! I just like that he was like telling her to get in there. Get in there! She's like, this is not my destination.
Yeah.
She's like, look at my phone. This isn't where I'm supposed to go. Get in there.
Wait, is that the guy who's like, get out of my
Yeah.
car?
He's like the Uber, and he like doesn't take her.
Did you
where
ever
she's
see the
supposed to.
animated one?
Yeah,
No,
that's so
yeah.
dumb.
I just didn't think it was that funny for some reason.
That one caught me really stupid. I'm really digging in. I'm getting an ug and jogging now. I'm thinking of like, see, a lot of this now, I'm starting to get into my Snapchat ideas now.
Oh boy.
I love your Snapchats.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
Rest in peace, honestly.
What?
I don't do them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but when you did, like,
But
What were they?
I think your last one was about the dog pound,
you just
wasn't it?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
more or less serious though. That was serious. Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about that.
The dog pound? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay, so if you guys are misinformed, which this is the first time I think we actually
I
talked
feel
to
like
the viewers.
I feel like
about
most
it.
people have a general
Yeah.
dog pound at their school,
Yeah.
but just explain it anyway.
It's like
Student section.
if you don't, it's a student section of like a football game, basketball game, a sport event. And you know, your whole school, like the student section just goes there and like cheers for your team, and it's usually there's like a theme every once in a while where
And
it's
it's
like
supposed to be silly, right?
yeah,
There's
and
not supposed to
fun,
be
and you're
order
supposed to
it.
support.
I mean, there's
your
order,
team.
but there's not like Nazi
Communism,
Germany
yeah.
order.
But the leaders of the dog pound,
The leaders.
yeah, the good leaders of the
Our
dog
great
pound.
president and
For
our
some
great
reason, like it
vice
became
president.
like a Golden Revolution thing, so that's how they got put in charge of that.
And the one that doesn't even lead any of it, but she's still in it for some reason, Ari Wright.
Wait, hold on. Okay, listen. She's
just-
not in it anymore, but she has a good reason. I was actually gonna talk about that.
Okay.
This is like, okay, this is full on. This isn't even conspiracy. This is just how it is.
All right, here we
I
go.
actually sympathize with her because they were fucking bullying her and shit in Avidum. Like, this is the school. No wonder you didn't hear about
Racially?
it. The school was keeping it under wraps. Not racially.
Okay.
At least I don't think so. But like, the school was keeping it under wraps because they're supposed to be positive, right? But like, there's all these accusations like coming from her and like Megan McMullen and a bunch of people that are like people were fucking with them, and it doesn't surprise me. Like, come on now, my mic is this even on? Is that on?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, that was unprofessional. But
Mine's,
now,
like, really loud,
She was
but
like
when I
saying how
speak-
like they would talk shit on her and stuff, and I'm like, wow,
Turn
that
mine
sounds
down
like a
a
really
little.
positive program. And I'm like, what's the school doing about that? She goes, well, I think they're trying to hide it. Because you got to think, they are the forefront of everything the school does.
That was people in Avidum doing that.
Yes.
That's-
Avidum and...
Wow, what a helpful, supportive...
That's what I was going to say, bro. Like, think of it. I felt so not included. In the dog pound, in a group of people, I felt the least included I ever had in my high school career. And that's coming from someone who doesn't really mix with people.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. I felt it's so awkward. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, this is calling out that whole organization of Avidum and Dog Pound.
Oh, don't even bleep this part.
Yeah, I'm not.
Corrupt.
You are ridiculous, and everything that you guys do is not what you guys actually represent.
Now, let's be fair.
And get a life.
There are members that I'm sure have the best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's members, like Olivia, like we mentioned earlier, or Hannah. Like, I feel like Hannah Gamp is, like, a pretty genuine person, as do I feel Olivia is. I goofed on her a little bit about the whole model thing, but did you guys see that on her Instagram? She was like, these beautiful dresses from this store.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, dude, you're making more money than I am. More power to you. But that's beside the point. Like, people like them, I feel like, are genuine, but then you get into, like, the Jadens and the Jacks and the fucking...
Yeah, they're good to teachers. They represent everything that...
Oh, they suck their dicks.
Yeah, they're like, they suck ups and everything, but then when they actually, go towards students, but they care about them so much... And they treat everybody like garbage.
It's so bad. They just gang up on people. It's awful.
Yeah, I didn't really realize that. That's shitty.
Yeah, Jaden, especially Jaden, she thinks she's invincible and untouchable, and she can't do anything. Like
I was sitting in the cafe,
no wrong.
and I was like talking because like I was talking to my one friend that was in there, and then they all came and sat down, and I cracked a few jokes, and like I directed them a few to Jaden because I was trying to include everyone, and she's just like, all right, yeah, cool, like stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, you're having a bad day or something. Again, the next day, same exact way, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not cool enough here, Mrs. Inclusive. Why don't you take another $50 to opt out of the class president thing?
Yeah, that whole entire like
Dude,
senior.
Trickster should have.
He won. It's been confirmed he won, and they just gave it to Jack.
Like, Jack's a brown
Jack was
noser.
the least.
This is my thing. He paid Jaden Graham not to run, by the way.
Jack.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? He gave her like $50 or some shit, just not to run for it. Because he knew out of. Well, he can do what he wants.
I voted for Trickster.
I voted for Trickster.
Who didn't? Like literally, you see Brendan Manis on a sheet. Listen, I don't give a fuck about a class reunion. I don't give a fuck about the speech. I do. I would if it was Trickster. Now, I'm not coming to a fucking class reunion, so I don't give a fuck if it's set up or not. I just wanted to see Trickster do a goddamn speech at my graduation. And I can forever say that Brendan was my class president. No, we got to get boring-ass Jack with no surprises at all. Who was surprised about that?
Yeah, nobody.
Dude,
I wasn't.
Thought he was literally, people were saying he was the least. People were either going for Hannah because she would have been a good president, like a legitimately good president, or Brendan for like the meme, you know?
I think most people did Brendan.
Yeah.
Because the meme.
I think my entire class did Brendan.
Yeah.
Like,
damn.
There's no fucking way. It is so shady. It is the shadiest shit ever. Jack.
They said, I think.
Listen, buddy.
Was
I
that
don't.
you who told me there was like some kind of electoral college thing with like the teachers? Like,
kind of. There was like this board that was appointed to look through the votes or whatever, and if I'm not mistaken, it was not confirmed, speculation, but it doesn't sound too far from the truth that they just gave it to Jack.
Yeah, that seems like
listen.
that.
I don't care. Jack,
what a
buddy,
relatable podcast this is.
Jack, if you're listening, thank you. I don't have a personal problem with you, but you're a fucking asshole. You robbed something from our whole class that would have been the funniest shit ever, you fucknut.
Dude, imagine.
How much money did that cost you, Jack?
Trickster.
I don't hate you because
Trickster
you're rich.
The Dogtown would have been so fun with Trickster.
I hate you because you're privileged.
He was just like scream the whole time. But it's just,
they're okay.
The fact that Trickster would have been our president.
Everything is so corrupt in
that would have made our senior
that class.
So memorable.
Your senior, okay, I'm gonna be like your senior class is literally the most screwed up. Like
I don't like our
the
class.
most screwed up.
Literally the only like
maybe not.
Best.
Okay. 2018
let's get
graduating
my best
class.
friend.
Hold on.
12th grade.
Let's get organized here.
Graduating class.
8
was supposed to be-
conversations going on.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking with Jake. I was just saying, literally the reason I hang out with a lot of juniors is because like Jake is like one of my only friends in 12th grade. I like
he's a junior?
people. No. He's because he's a senior. He's like one of the only seniors that I'm like legit like close friends with. I'm like, I talk to a lot of people in our grade. Like, I like Micah and stuff. I think he's funny, but
Kinda
we're not close friends.
Yeah.
Jake's the only close friend I have. That's the reason I go to the junior class. It's because, like, I have a cousin. I have all his friends. They're my friends. I hate my senior class. I hate a lot of the girls. Like, 99% of the girls in my senior class. I hate them all. They're bitches.
I'm just going to say right now, the girls in the junior class are tenfold worse than the ones in our class. Your junior class
I think
supplies.
our school just sucks with girls.
Your junior class supplies all the poon for our grade.
Agree.
And for grades above that,
Agree.
fucking 30-year-olds and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, and
Have them
then
look
I
at their
try to go to
12.
lower classes, and that doesn't work.
And I don't know. Like, I don't know. But beyond your grade, I have a very limited understanding of who the hell dwells there.
Yeah.
I think I know, like, Colin Jackson, Noah France. They're my friends. Other than
No
that.
Francis.
And
Wait, Colin Jackson?
those are the only two people I know that are
10th grade.
sophomores.
He's the one that's in gym.
Those are
He's
the
a 10th
only
grader.
two people
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
know that are
That's what he's talking
sophomores
about.
that I know.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about junior.
Like, I might know more. That's like, I don't, like, I'm saying, like, below that grade, it's just like a fucking wasteland of people I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I think like our two grades actually, I'd probably say were like really weird. Like that voting, that whole
I
voting
just-
system was definitely
Yeah.
corrupted.
I just missed back in like 7th and 8th grade when we were like
the worst
teacher.
class.
Oh yeah, teachers could not get us quiet.
Oh my
I remember
goodness.
we sent Miss Winters into tears a couple times.
Yeah, remember
Was
our
that
our
eighth?
7th
That was
period?
7th. That was 7th grade.
Jake
Hey,
wasn't in our class, but like
That
me and
7th
you-
period.
Yeah, me and
I
Cooper
remember
had the
that
worst
hearing
7th.
about that all the time.
So okay, so
Poor Miss
at the
Winters.
very other end of the hall, there was Miss Orlowski, the English teacher. Andrew Pearson was in that 7th period in that class. He said he could hear Miss Winter shout from that room. Like
Wow.
that's
Remember-
like 50 feet.
Remember Miss McCloskey?
Oh
That was bad. That was bad.
The sergeant lady teacher. We actually talked about
Don't
this
you
before,
touch
Jeremy.
me. Don't you touch
People would
me.
shake hands and hug each other. You guys are written up.
Yeah, they would like high five. She's
But
like,
dude, that was bad. There were people flipping desks in our class. That was bad.
remember?
And Eric ran. Eric ran out to get the teacher because he was so worried. There were papers being thrown, desks were being
Wait,
turned. Yes, he ran to get Mrs.
I can't
Orlowski.
see him doing that.
He ran out to get Mrs. Orlowski.
Remember when David flipped out?
Oh my! Because she was flipping
I
on him
remember
for no
David would
reason.
flip out and he'd be like, I'm done with this class. I hate all you
He said-
fucking
yeah,
people.
he said,
and
like,
he'd walk
flip
out.
He's like, I fucking
Who?
hate you all, David Sprinkle. I told you about
I
that.
don't
We
blame
talked
him,
about
dude.
this on
He's
the like
very
the school
overwhelmed.
Now he looks
Oh.
like a Florida car salesman. I promise you, this isn't a lemon. I'm not scamming you here.
He
Like,
looks like a public speaker now.
No, it does not.
Particularly one that comes to our school in full Supreme and talks about drugs.
Tony Hoffman.
What the fuck? Okay, listen.
did anybody see Kobe
With
at that?
respect,
Yeah, Kobe was. You know what they fucking told him Kobe to do?
What?
They asked him if he had any
Shit.
drugs on him, and
Ew.
that's why Kobe. Like just about like Corey Lamb in Denver, like all them, they were just telling Kobe to say that. So what Kobe did, he's like, "Hey," he's like, "You got any samples?" And the fucking and when you were there, right?
No, I wasn't. I wish I
God.
was.
It was like one of those serious stories about I did
it
drugs.
was actually, listen, for the record, it was actually a pretty decent
yeah,
show.
it was
Yeah.
really good.
I don't know why the fucker came in full Supreme. I don't
Just
know
to
why.
flex on high
I don't know
school
why he's flexing on us.
Like,
but, like
to
I,
really show that like he was a loser and then he became like what he is.
I was gonna say, like, damn, why is this all adding up? Why are all hypebeasts just very insecure people? Not
Yeah.
all of them, but like he's like, man, I had such anxiety in high school, I couldn't talk to people. And he's like, oh, I'm wearing Supreme now. There's no correlation.
I told this to Cooper earlier. Denver said to me like or not to me. He was just saying he sat next to me, but he said to his friends like, I think it's kind of bullshit that these people grow up, do drugs, and then get to speak for a living, and they get a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, if it was him, it would be okay though.
Do you in a general standpoint? Do you
Oh
think
my
that?
god, we had fucking apes behind us there, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, but like, the story was kind of that actually. But then he was also a very successful dude who like when he was in jail, that's when all of his he started to get his shit together, and he
Yeah.
actually did this BMX stuff.
That's
So
what
he
jail's
was
for.
successful after, but like he still did the drugs and stuff, and he's still
Oh,
public speaking and
there's
getting
a-
all this money and stuff.
I just heard this morning actually that he lied about his age. He's not actually 35. He's like 38 or something because
Why?
they looked up an interview and he was like on a podcast like 3 years ago and he said he was 35 then and he said he was 35 now. Like
So why would he do that?
I don't know.
I have no clue, dude. This guy is.
He seemed like when I first saw him, like, yeah, this guy's like, I can already tell you.
What were you saying about Kobe though? Like,
he got his attention and he just said, "You got any samples?" Like drugs.
What did he say?
The guy, he just kind of laughed and gave him a fist bump.
Give him a sample.
Yeah, how many samples?
Yeah, don't do drugs. Oh yeah, good job.
Gets it between his knuckles.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, pass the money, pass the knuckles.
I think what he did really well right at the beginning was said that he, I'm not here to tell you about drugs. I'm telling you one choice that I was robbing someone at gunpoint. I think that got everyone's attention.
But
there.
he was real though. He's like, listen.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm here to tell my story. Mm-hmm. And I guess I respect that. But the part, listen, I couldn't even enjoy it because all right, in the beginning you were with me. I was being a goofball, but I shut up because I was like, oh man, this is real. From behind me,
that's what I was doing.
He wants to fight. We can fucking take it outside. And I'm like, I was thinking Eric. I was thinking. I think Cash told him to calm down. Believe it or not, Cash told Eric that he was being a douchebag.
Damn.
That's nuts. Yeah. That's just something else. You must be going over the line if that's the case.
They wanted to take what?
Listen. The guy's talking he's like, "Hey, go back to California," and then I'm like, dude, why? Why is he threatening your territory? You fucking monkey! Hey, new male on territory. Taking females must defend. And the guy was talking about
38-year-old man's gonna take my.
The guy was talking
high
about
school girlfriend.
The guy was talking about fighting in jail, and he's like, "I'll take you outside and knock your head off." And I'm like, "Oh my!"
I didn't hear any of that. I was too focused, honestly.
All I hear is that behind me.
Yeah, at first I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna make fun of this the whole entire time because that's what I wanted." I always do that every single
assembly.
Yeah, I just make fun of it. And
he's actually probably one of the better speakers we've had at our school.
I just don't know why he felt the need to wear a full Supreme outfit.
He just felt like it.
That's my one criticism. Why?
He had to flex on the minor.
He was wearing Yeezys.
You can do what I do. Take drugs for 20 years and then just get in jail and then get out and you're like me.
He was wearing Yeezys.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked and I was like, these are fucking Yeezys. Like, no way.
Remember someone was like, how much do you make in a year?
He goes, enough.
So stupid.
And I'm like, before taxes. He's like, I know, I have a cold dog though.
Yeah, I should have. I was telling people, I was like, hey, ask him what kind of dog he has for another stupid question.
I was gonna raise my hand and be like, do you ever get tired of hearing really stupid questions? People are like, are you single?
Yeah, and then he's like, I am. All the girls.
Listen, I'm gonna be turning 18 soon, and I really like it when I date guys twice my age.
Yeah, really.
At girls in the grade below us. Yeah. We're almost 18, like a year and a few months.
You said about that comment, somebody commented, literally half of the Tyrone school
I love how
follows
half
him.
of Tyrone is following you.
Yeah.
Who commented that?
Murphy.
What?
Who commented that?
Oh, somebody commented that.
Murphy.
Yeah, you told me.
He just said Murphy.
I don't think I said that.
I swear
I was just saying that a lot of people did follow him.
Oh, somebody commented that.
He only has 600 followers or something. Tony Hoffman has 19K.
That's crazy. That's brazy. Because Tony Hoffman openly talked about his social media. I think everyone
he
just
openly dabbed on everybody.
Ew.
He openly dabbed.
He brought it out. He came to play.
Okay, this is kind of off topic, but how do speakers remember every single bit of their stories?
That's not off topic at all. That was right on topic.
Okay,
but
I'm just saying.
This is kind of off topic.
I guess just kind of a side note. How do speakers do that shit? Even teachers, when someone like Mr. McNitt who says all these crazy facts and stories and stuff.
In the beginning of their jobs, I guarantee they were probably reading right from the book in the beginning. But after you tell it,
I feel like that'd be so difficult.
Well, it's the same thing. How do we sit here and tell?
Even comedians, how do comedians remember every single joke they have?
I can sit here and remember a good. I wasn't always in my right mind when I saw these things, but I've compiled stories over the years that I still remember.
Oh yeah.
I remember distinctly. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine.
I remember distinctly this one time in State College. I don't know. This is sidetracking, but there's this one guy, and I remember we were sitting in his dorm. I don't know if it was his, and he's like. We were talking about we were joking oh fucking stepsisters or something.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about that. We didn't even get into that.
This guy's we were joking something about a stepsister. I'm like, oh, I'd fuck my stepsister or something. He's like, yeah, I used to fuck my stepsister. And we're
Wait a second, you told me about this.
No, I told you that about it.
Who is this?
And it literally went silent, and we're like,
Who said that?
What?
Who
Some
said-
dude that went to Penn State years ago. I was like 15. And we're sitting in this dude's door, and we were like, you get it. And he's like, yeah, like, me and my stepsister used to fuck all the time, dude. She was hot. And we're like, oh. And he sat there and mapped out how they would have these plans where, like, for some reason his parents wouldn't be there in the morning. Their parents wouldn't be there in the morning or something. So they'd fuck then, and then different shit. And they were in high school. And I'm like, they went to the same high school. And he said, like, his stepsister would get pissed when he talked to other girls. And I'm like, oh my god.
That's weird.
So like Cooper told me that the other day, and I told you about it, and I was like, that's something we got to talk about on the podcast.
Their parents were still married, though, at that point, too. He's like, yeah, they're still married. And we're like, oh my god.
Does he still fucking stepsister to this day?
Then it comes to, like, the morality of it. It's like, now, I don't know if he grew up with her or not, but then we talk about, like, if you're going to pen up two teenagers in a house that are of opposite sexes that are equally pretty, I mean, the guy wasn't ugly, from what I remember. Like, you got to expect something to happen. It's sad that that's how it is in society, but, like, if your parents just got married and your stepsister is someone that's like actually,
when you have the opportunity and it's there,
I'm the only one.
Is it because you have stepsisters that you just find it weird?
Am I the only one that has enough balls?
Were you not thinking of that, or am I just an asshole?
I'm the only one that has enough balls to say it. Like, no one's gonna admit this because it's weird.
Or half
like,
sisters.
If you're both down, then chances are it would happen. Come on, you're teenagers.
Yeah.
I'm saying, put yourself in
down.
his shoes.
Yeah, obviously, if you're both down, that would happen. But like, I wouldn't be.
Like,
I just wouldn't be.
I don't know. Something about that story always stuck in my head.
I would probably stick in my head too. If a guy just
I
came
have
up to me
so many stories. Like, and random things in life just kind of like click them into my head, and I'm just like, oh.
That's what I'm saying about like remembering stuff. Like the only time I remember any stories when we're talking about something like that's similar to a story somebody else is telling.
Yes.
Like something that happened in the story is literally like a mirror of like, oh, this happened in this too, and that's like I can't. If somebody was like, tell me a funny story, I wouldn't be able to think of one on the top of my head.
Honestly, fuck right now.
Honestly, we've been talking a long
I
time.
just
Open that up.
It doesn't feel like it. Honestly, doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I mean,
when you're listening to it later.
Is this our long? How long is
This is probably our longest.
This is our longest.
I mean, actually, didn't we go on like hour 20 because we were talking about movies?
An hour and 12, I think.
Can we just? All right, listen. We've all been to DAP, right?
Yeah.
We've all worked
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Have you worked there?
I have not worked.
Okay,
there.
well, 3 out of 4 of us have worked there. I'm going back too, bro.
You too.
Yeah, bro.
Wait, you're going back to?
The weekends, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Wait,
oh,
just the
spaghetti
weekends?
Wednesday though.
Me and Caden are gonna get sketty together.
I might be able to work those though.
Okay.
Me and Caden are gonna go get sketty together.
If we have breaks at the same time.
Sketty. We did a lot. We did a lot of breaks together.
Those are more in like the afternoon though. I feel like.
Listen, I listened to the podcast where you guys talked about me. Obviously,
Yeah.
this is a story. I literally harassed these dudes to put me on here. I don't know why. I'm my vanity level's through the roof, so I just like listening to myself.
We really wanted you.
I like
on
making
here, 'cause
fun
we
of
know
myself,
You can tell, like,
basically.
I think we had a
stories.
good time. We had a good time.
I love yeah.
I like making fun of myself. That's why I wanted this to happen. So like later on down the line, I could be like, listen to how much of a fucking retard I was. Like, come on, dude. You can't laugh at yourself. Who can you laugh at? But
Honestly,
to pretext what happened at the park, where you thought I was talking about being tired of being heterosexual.
yeah.
To recap, I basically told Caden, like, just being a heterosexual was so tiring. Because if you think about it, it is at the park. How many girls are just walking around with their fucking ass cheeks out?
So I was thinking like, wait, is Cooper like coming out as gay?
No, like I was getting worn out. Like, okay, it's like how we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Something happens so much, it's just like, oh, there it is again. It's lost all of its charm for me. At this point, a fucking nun is jerk off material because that's something different.
Remember when you were like
It's
like
like the
an
opposite of-
elementary school kid and you were like scared to like look at like pictures of women and students. You're just like. But then, like nowadays, when you see that shit, you're just like, "Oh, it's just another woman."
Oh my god!
Show me some titties.
Show me some titties. It's literally the opposite of the old west. Like they thought ankles were hot. It's like, oh man, cover them ankles. Ooh, get that dress down to the
I remember
ankles,
when I thought
girl.
swear words, like when somebody would say "What the hell?" Like I think the first time I heard someone our age say that was Corey in 4th grade because he used to go to St. Matthew. He said "What the hell?" and I just go. Like I literally got that like kind of like warm, like hot feeling. Like, oh god, this is.
Yeah.
You know something else that
I
fucks me
remember
up?
that, yeah.
But
Girls,
now we like swear all the fucking time. It's like,
girls that look 10 years older than they are. That fucks me up so bad. I was working at the park. This happened on so many occasions. You see a girl walking up, fucking ass cheeks hanging out, wearing Birkenstocks, goddamn pink socks up to the goddamn kneecap, and fucking crop tops. And I'm like, oh, hey, you want to play the game? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, no. Can someone else come take care of this person? Perhaps a girl. I'm like, no. Then there's ones that are obviously 12, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I can remember on so many accounts, it's like freaking Vietnam flashbacks. Like, so many girls just walk around their butt cheeks out, and you can tell they're fucking like 12-year-olds. It's disgusting.
yeah, I can vouch for that.
And like, you just don't know what to trust after a while, because like, I'm telling you, so many, I don't know what it is nowadays, but a lot of girls look really old. But then there's ones that look really young, but still think they look old.
So there was this thing we did for Spanish where we like in Spanish too, we like went to the 6th graders for one day, and like I did like the soccer unit with them. I remember seeing this one girl with like so much makeup on. I'm like, this girl's in 6th grade. She looked like a girl in like our grade.
It looks off-putting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's disgusting.
It literally reminds me of like the fucking story we listened to in English about the guy who made up that dead body so much. Like, it's to the point where you can't even recognize them.
Wait, this.
It's to the point where you can't even fucking recognize them.
Wait, who the fuck was that?
They're like fucking
Necrophilia,
clown
he
monsters.
Was this the serial killer or?
No, remember,
No,
we
he
watched this Miss Beagles.
He was
the other
treating
day.
this girl for TB. He fell in love with her, and he like took her dead body and fucked it and shit like that.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
The doctor.
that's-
The doctor.
yes.
You didn't watch that Miss Beagles.
Dr. McGuire.
No, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about
Dr.
something
McGuire.
Why is it McGuire?
No, he took the.
That's a Rose Fremerly. That's
Dr.
not what Cooper's
McGuire.
talking
By
about.
the way, this is the worst year for pennies for Pansy.
Yeah.
This is the worst year. The buckets
Yeah,
are
why-
empty.
I guess that was like the similar story to it.
But go on, like
Yeah.
it was basically a story we watched in English. It's about this.
I
Basically,
don't
this
remember
doctor was treating a girl for TB, fell in love with her, and like, to the point where he like had her
No,
corpse
he's talking-
exhumed and put in his house.
He's talking about the video we watched
And
in
lived
Miss
with it for,
Beagles.
like,
You didn't
7
watch
years.
that?
Yes,
A Rose Fremerly?
No,
it's about
it's about like
kind of like it was inspired by that story.
yeah.
You weren't there for that. He like her bones were so brittle after so many years that he had to hold it together with piano wire and shit.
Yeah.
And he inserted a tube so he could fuck it.
Yeah.
What?
And then her twin sister,
Not a
Like,
twin, just a sister.
or just a
in general.
sister, got like suspicious about it, and she's like,
What's
take
going
me,
on here?
take me to the casket where she
Okay.
lays, and he goes, no need for that, and he took her to.
There's a chance I could have missed it. I've only missed actually like one full day of school this year, but then I had a couple days where I left for soccer, so maybe
Say no more, fam.
No, this was like literally
what like a
yesterday.
week?
This was yesterday.
Yesterday.
I'm actually
Oh, yesterday we went to the assembly.
Oh, so you got okay, yeah. That's
So wait,
what,
what,
that's
I
what-
didn't have to watch that.
Yeah, you
dying.
didn't have.
No. Oh shit! That's why we watched it in class.
Yeah, because you guys were out for that assembly, so she just let us watch videos for the
I was gonna
class.
fucking
like-
say I don't remember. I would have remembered that
Do
shit.
you mind explaining to me what you're doing? Can you just T-pose real quick?
Listen, I don't
No,
mean to
no,
be a
no.
mooch, but
Okay.
could you please give me a cream soda?
Yeah.
I think
I'm
I don't
actually
know. I
dying
think
up
we
there.
talked
Step
about.
on my hand.
I think we talked about a good amount.
Yeah, this is a fun podcast again.
This is
The last two
I think
I've
we
done
Yeah,
were like great.
all right. Listen here.
I think if we really wanted to talk about more, we could just bring you on again
What if I was? Yes.
because
Yes,
we have so
definitely.
much
We can
more
just
shit.
finish it now.
Sorry, there's something happening behind me.
Yeah, but
It's- I say we do just finish it now because it's getting hot in here.
What is the Real quick, we have to have a closing. What's a strong close?
I don't know. Jeremy's gone.
Jeremy left. He had to get cream soda. What about Snapchat?
Huh?
I had some glory days in
I deleted
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Yeah, I remember you had a whole like white girl moment. You're like, damn,
Getting
I'm
rid of
getting rid of
these
this. So,
fake friends.
did you ever see the one that's like, nobody deleting Snapchat, gonna be gone for a while,
deleted
No,
all
but-
my fake.
and they never
friends.
do.
They are.
But
all
I
fake.
legitimately hate Snapchat. I haven't thought about downloading it since. The only reason I did download it one more time is because I had a bunch of funny videos on there. That was the night I was at your house.
And when I stopped, it just
yeah.
lost its charm. Well,
so
I can explain
I
that.
exported all of like the memories into my camera roll. I don't need Snapchat anymore.
I could put it on record, like, if all right, listen, I'm sure there's a lot of people wondering what happened to Guy's Snapchat. I still upload random memes and pictures, but, like, I don't go as hard as I used to. I would literally go hard in the paint with Snapchat. Does anyone remember, like, my heyday?
I didn't have you on Snapchat.
You did it? Oh my god.
I don't know
You
why.
missed. You
Jake
missed a
remembers
lot.
I downloaded I have, like, all of my, I can't pull them up here because I don't have service, but, like, I have all my best moments on Snapchat. Like, all my best rants were out.
You have a tiny one.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Oh my goodness, why
No,
is that so small?
there's
It's
more.
me.
I swear there's more. But... What about down the shed?
I think we need it.
Yeah.
We should end this.
Yeah.
Well, boys,
Oh, guys.
It was fun.
It was
Jeremy,
really fun.
Come in here and end it with us.
Oh,
Basically,
so
before
fun.
the ending, I had to delete Snapchat because of obligations I had in the school. I have an official position, and I can't really go out talking about thoughts, hoes, and saying the fuck.
Wait, the school
word
got
all the
involved
time.
with that.
Sort of, kind of, but not really. More of an FFA thing because I'm
Oh,
an officer now,
yeah.
and even if this got out, like I'd get in trouble.
Whoa.
Like,
Wow.
I'm not worried. Like, I'd explain it, but it's fine. But go ahead.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's a good way to end it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now.
Bye, guys.
If you're still listening to this. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed listening to this podcast. If you do, leave a like. Nah, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Oh fuck. Thank you for coming on, Cooper.
That's the
Yeah,
end.
thank you for coming on.
Fucking party sucked.
Anybody have anything else to say?
Yay.
Jake, you're literally just here. You're like a Drake and Josh.
I
laugh
just
track.
love, like,
Jake always.
yeah.
Jake,
Jake
you
still
I'm
always
the
talks
most
the least.
quiet, but like
You could get a job on Drake and Josh just fucking laughing.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll see you.